Hello everyone, it's Jade and welcome back to a speed build on the channel. So this is a speed build for my new current LP, which is the Horse Ranch LP for my two brothers, and this is the two brother ranch. I know, how original and easy can I make it possibly be with naming everything, but I think I was just like watching a lot of LPs on like all the early released content, and there was like the Three Sisters meal that we have in the game now, and I don't know why, but I was just like, I want to do something different this time. And I always say that I'm doing something different every time, but it's the same old stuff. So I've tried to focus more on like a main male. I was gonna say like a main character, but I was like, I stumbled over my words there, but a main male character. So I guess the main character in this is Noah, but he does have his brother along with him running the ranch, who is Nix, and we've gone with the N alliteration. Surprise guys, alliteration never leaves us. I almost didn't know what to like, I almost forgot about alliteration until I was naming them. So yeah, so we have Noah and Nix, who are our two brothers. They're both young adults and they're both ready to run this ranch. So Nix is definitely a lot more of your nectar kind of making, whereas Noah is into training our horses and like rescuing the horses. I didn't originally know, I kind of, if you can see kind of like in the video, there's a different guy at the front. So I originally had just Noah and his friend maybe running the ranch, because I was trying to make Noah's brother Nix, and Nix just wasn't working out, so I ended up deleting Nix and just making a friend, but then I brought Nix back. But yeah, so that's just kind of what's happening there. And we also have Noah's toddler daughter, who is Nari, and I actually got the name for Nari from a book series that I've just finished reading, which is called Prison Healer, and it's so good. Anyway, not to really rant about book reading, but I binge read that series, and that's just where I got the inspiration for Nari from. And so like every time I call her Nari, I just think of that book series, which is quite cute. And then we have Nala, which kind of came from Tala from my Growing Together LP, but also Nala from like the good old Lion King, of course. And I'm probably sure there's a bunch of other names that, you know, come about. But yeah, so that's kind of our family, as well as Nellie. And the funny thing is, I actually have a friend who has a border collie called Nell. So I think it is short for Nellie. So he'll probably never watch these series, but I can have a little joke with him about it. But I'm so happy for our family, and I'm sorry I'm saying so much. I haven't done the voiceover in so long, it's quite weird. Oh, there it goes again. Even though like I talk all day during my job, it's so weird. So yeah, so just going into like all of the stuff that came with this pack. Incredible stuff, guys. I love the colorways. It's made me use red a little bit more. I normally will not put red anywhere near a build just because, but I tried to go with different colorings, and like a lot of the time my houses are more of like a sweet vibe, if that makes sense. So I've tried to go, I was gonna say I've gone with, and I've tried to go with a bit of a different look. So I've tried to use different colors that I don't normally use. Wow, I can't speak. Look, it's been a long day. It's gonna be a long night. I pretty much just worked a bit more with the reds and blacks. So I don't actually use black a lot in my housing, because I like to keep a lot of the bright colors and quite earthy colors. So definitely all the browns I'm used to. I tried even to use a lot of different browns, and when I come up to trying to put the floor in, oh my good God, I was like, this place can't be entirely brown. I've got to do a different color for the flooring. But what I noticed is when I'm doing the flooring as well, I actually, like when I went back and I edited the speed build, I was like, damn, those other floorings were pretty good. But I'm so happy with the wood textures they put in this game. If you guys watch any of my Sims 3 LPs, you'll see those kind of wood textures in the Sims 3, because I've got like custom patterns that I've downloaded that have those kinds of, that kind of worn grain, if that makes sense, like the different tones in the grain. I don't even know if you would call it grain, but I'm so glad that they've given us that kind of more rustic, a bit more worn look, and I'm very happy with it. And even looking at Nix's room now, like all the light colors, I tried to stay away from that so bad. It looks so nice though. Maybe I'll use it more for Nari when she ages up. Guys, I've got so many plans for this family and I'm only 5 parts in. You guys have probably seen like 1 or 2 parts so far, but my gosh, it just feels good. It feels good. We're starting to get a bit of money. We've definitely got our horsies and it's a good time. Horsies too here. Do you guys even know we've got a second horse yet? No, probably not. Sorry. It will all come out. Spoilers. But I had a really good time. This was actually me trying out all of the Kaz things as well. I mean, the Kaz things, the build and buy items. So I think while I was building this, I would see like an item that I liked and then I would put it out the front on the curb for me to use later. But I also wanted to stay within the limits of the household funds just to kind of make it a challenge to earn everything and kind of get everything on track. This is also the first time that I've used this toddler bed like ever. I don't know what it is with me, but I refuse to use it. I just don't think it looks cute. I don't think the patterns look cute. I don't even use it for my cottage like living like farming life, but for my ranch life, absolutely. I was like, finally, I'm actually gonna push myself and use this because nothing else would really suit. So Nari's room's pretty standard, just some blues and we're away from Nari's room now anyway. But she's just got blues in there and she's got a teddy. Very basic. I didn't do a lot of like the extra cluttered stuff that I would normally like to do because even though I was able to fit a lot in with our budget and I do kind of get us in a bit of a rut, but I was happy to use a bit more of the money that we had to kind of do more of an outside aesthetic, especially considering the game is quite outdoorsy. So I spent a bit more of the money on doing like a little fire pit outside, the little stable that we had. So obviously, you know, it's a horse LP. We're gonna make space for our horse. And then the fencing and just a couple of little tree details and stuff like that. It's definitely not as full and lush as I would like to go for like decorating on the outside, like landscaping wise, and not as cluttered or like lived in as I would hope. But it's boys, they don't really probably care about clutter, or they have too much clutter because they don't have a sense to clean it. They're just like, damn, where's mum when you need her? But yeah, so I also went through and I did more of like I feel like blue is like my next safe color when building. If you haven't noticed, I use it so much. I'm trying to think back to some builds that I've used blue in. I even used blue in the Bloomin' Growing Together LP. I used blue and brown. I've used blue and brown in this. I almost used blue and brown in my family dynamics, but I went for a I went for a brown and like greeny color. So well done, Jade, for holding yourself back that one time. But it is what it is. I tried to save myself from saying just so did you guys catch it when I said I mean, it's just as bad, really. Dearie. But I really love. I wish there'd been a little bit more wallpapers. Like for example, the wood wallpapers are great, they're amazing, but kind of more like, you know how in cottage living you had the floral wallpapers that were half like paneled and half wallpaper? If we had something a bit more like that, I think it would have really helped me decorate the inside of the house. Like I know that we have gingham wallpaper previously as well, which is kind of that checkered look, and I was going to use it in Nari's room earlier, but it really didn't look good and it just looked really plain. So I wish, just like they have it on the beds, they used it a bit more in the wall patterns as well. I think that would have been really cool, like just to have a swatch that has all of these weird kind of country wallpapers. I just think it would have really increased. This is me trying to pick flooring. You guys have no idea how much I cut out because I just couldn't pick the flooring. And then I went with my good old trusty flooring that I use on every single build. It's kind of ridiculous. The reason I spent so long trying to pick out a flooring is because I wanted so hard to challenge myself to use a different flooring, but every flooring that I liked I felt was too similar to all the coloring in the house, and then I felt like it was just a bit void. Also, the backsplash tiling that I picked out, I feel like it looks so good with the pack, like because it highlights on the like the orange, the red and the blue, which is also what the house highlights on. It's pretty much only the red. and the blues and the greens. Yeah, it just, look, it just doesn't have the girly colors, like a purple and a pink. Just bloke colors. No, I'm kidding. It is what it is. It could be worse. But I was glad that I was able to fit a bit more decorating in on like on the ranches, on the verandas. I think that's where I got mixed up, and just like outside as well. I even put the effort in to do the terrain paint, which always adds and increases the style of the house. But I feel like I always miss terrain paint. Like even when I did a really awesome build for myself recently, for my own current household, it's the first time that I've actually gone to the effort of putting in a pool, like a gazebo. I've actually done, like, I've filled the whole lot with something, and it's been such a long time since I did that. So I forgot where I was going with that. And I still haven't terrain painted any of it. Like, it's just, it looks very boxy and not natural, if that makes sense. Also, I don't know if you saw in the beginning of this, I actually had a horse stall barn kind of idea that I wanted to put in with it, and I would have made it work, but whatever I was doing, it wasn't looking right. I didn't know what I was doing. And now that I've played with the pack a little bit, I've been trying to watch some LPs to kind of catch up on where I should be and what I should kind of be aware of, if that makes sense. Like, so for example, like, you know, prairie grass, and maybe just like, you know, horses traits and how to train them and what to do with like horse poopies and just all these extra things. So I'm not fully versed with it, but I've been trying to like listen a bit more. But after, you know, doing a little stall, like that's why I did that little stall, because that's what I saw other YouTubers do, and it's cheap and it's just the way to go to start off. But the way you can do the horse stalls and whatnot, it can look pretty good, like just with gating. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, and I'm really impressed with all the general stuff in this game. The general stuff, like all of the build buy items, all of the gameplay. There's still so much to it that I'm quite excited about, and I'm kind of trying to think of what avenues to go into. So like, do I just make a really large farm? Nix keeps making his nectars, and Noah just keeps making it. I want Noah to like breed horses. That was like the idea that I'm thinking, is that we can have 2 horses, they can have a baby. But my thought process in that is also, I don't know, I would get like so connected to my little family that I wouldn't want to sell anyone. And then, you know, my household is going to fill up so fast. Like, because I've got the 2 boys and Nari, so that's already 3, and Nelly, so that's always 4. So the most horses I can have would be 4. But in saying that, I won't be able to have any more people, and I kind of really want Noah to have more kids, because Noah's just like my daddy. What? I don't know. Love Noah to pieces. He's my favorite. And Nix goes alright too. Nix is my little neck-making gardening man. But you put cowboy hats on them and they all look good. Oh, they're summer outfits, guys. No complaints here. 2 little cute farmer sims. But I'm really excited to see how the family expands and how I'm gonna work it out, because I don't want to separate them, because the whole idea is that it's 2 brothers on a brother ranch doing brother. No, this sounds kind of creepy, doesn't it? Moving on. But I guess that's the main intention, is to keep them together. But the only way I can kind of see them both starting up families or being with significant others is if they separate, which I don't really want, because then it's not 2 brother ranch. And then I was thinking about, like, you know, what if they live next door to each other, and, you know, one of the brothers just comes over in the morning. I mean, I guess it's just a name after all, so it can always change. There's always different things going on. Look at me putting a little bit of clutter in. Shucks. I did change the bed. Okay, I was really worried that bed, because I upon rebuilding the house, wasn't sure if I'd put the correct bed in. But yes, well, anyway, darlings, I just do a little bit of terrain paint here. Yeah, very cute. And then I'll be leaving the part here. So I am so excited to share the Navarro brothers with you guys on our 2 brother ranch with Nari, our horses, and all of her pets. And I hope you guys like the speed builds. Feel free to become a bunch of farmers with me. I said farmers, ranch on, is it different? It probably is. Look, we're all farming something. So I will be leaving it here for today. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.